Hello everyone, this is Draginhikari. I welcome you back to the Nexus of Realms. Before we get started tonight here, just double checking something real quick here, because I thought I had something working and now it's not. Go figure. Button, where's the button? Okay. Alright, so I'm not going to spend too much time rambling tonight because we have a start of another very long set of playthroughs to begin here tonight, as we take a trip to the world of Aflagard for the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D Remake. For those who are not familiar with what this is, it's a series of remakes that Square Enix has recently put out that has remade the first three Dragon Quest games, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. The first game was released middle of last year, I want to say. I'm trying to remember exactly, but and then following three, Dragon Quest 3 is technically the first game in the timeline of the first three games, so that's why they released that one first. And then right before that one was announced, they released the remake of 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is usually packaged together because they're both shorter than a lot of the future games would be. For those that have hung around a little bit before I started taking this more seriously, I actually played the Switch version of Dragon Quest 1 back in February of 2004, so last year. That version of Dragon Quest 1 was basically a port of the mobile version that was created, and it most directly replicates the original. Or, well, I wouldn't say it recreates the original version of the NES Dragon Quest, but it's supposed to be a pretty close port. But, these are not those. Normally I wouldn't replay the same game so soon after I did a playthrough of it already, but based on what I've experienced because I played the Dragon Quest 3 remake, and it was pretty significantly different from other ports and remakes of 3 that I had played in the past. They added a lot of extra scenes and content to give more context to certain things that were going on that were not present in the original game, because the first 3 Dragon Quest games were very light on information, story, context. They were pretty bare bones in terms of what you got out of them and whatever context you were given. What little you got was short bits of dialogue from random NPCs that you could usually just ignore altogether. However, the 3 remake added a number of new bosses, another new cutscenes, and a bunch of stuff to kind of, as well as voice acting to kind of give a modern polish of the whole thing. And if 3 needed that, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 probably needed that way more than 3 did. Dragon Quest 1 is, from what I remember saying about it when I played it the last time, I noted that Dragon Quest 1 was pretty bare basic. It was a very short game, it only took us 2 sessions to do it. And there wasn't really much to say about it. Dragon Quest 1 is literally go save princess, then go kill dragon guy. That was basically Dragon Quest 1. So they're supposed to be adding quite a bit more to it. It said it took us I don't remember, it was 5 hours to complete Dragon Quest 1 last time. So we're going to be doing that again tonight and see what they've added to it. Supposedly it's supposed to add a few extra hours or probably more to that. And Dragon Quest 2 I'm very curious to see, because I haven't played Dragon Quest 2 on stream before, but I have completed it. And it's not among my favorites in the Dragon Quest series, because Dragon Quest 2 has kind of a reputation for being... I often talk about first game syndrome, how many first games suffer a little bit from the development side of things just because they're usually missing features or some things are not completely thought out. Dragon Quest 1 kind of got away from that situation just because it's so short that it didn't really have time to linger too much on it. Dragon Quest 2 kind of suffers from the same problem, but it's kind of worse than Dragon Quest 1 in that regard because it's quite a bit longer than the original Dragon Quest was. So the elements that kind of made it drawn out and time consuming was just amplified. And similar to Dragon Quest 1, there wasn't really much to the story. You gathered your 3 companions, you worked your way to the enemy, defeated the enemy, game over. There wasn't much else to say about it. And this is just simply due to the fact that back then, in order to increase the game's length, they kind of left you very light on information. The game gave you like very little direction. After you got the first 3 party members, get all your party members together, the game just kind of leaves you to figure out what to do next after that. So it's kind of drawn out. The clues are kind of scattered about the map, and unless you're like were writing stuff down back in the day, it was kind of hard to remember because you would talk to NPC in one town about something that's occurring on like clear on the other side of the map. So unless you remembered that, well, you were kind of stuck. There was not a lot of general directions, and that was just a common thing. But it did improve over the years with Dragon Quest 3 and beyond. So I am curious to see how both of these games stack with a little bit of modern polish thrown on top of it. But we'll see. As I said, I played the remake of 3, so I kind of have an idea of what to expect a little bit here. But we'll see how it pans out in the long run here. See how I feel about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 once we get through that. So, just to kind of give a brief summary of Dragon Quest 1 before we begin here. The story basically stars a lone hero who is a descendant of Edric, the hero from Dragon Quest 3. That's about all we know about him. The details on where he came from, or even how long it's been since Dragon Quest 3 is still pretty unknown. Thank you for the gift sub, Explorer. Enjoy your gift sub. Les Puzz. Alright, so before we begin here, let's go ahead and get transitioned here. No, I think I said everything that we need to say. There's not too much to say about it. Now we can turn off the overtune here. So it won't be the last time we'll probably be hearing it tonight. All right. Now I am in my corner. I don't know. We'll figure out if I need to sit back or what. All right. Gauge the volume as we go here. Save data for Dragon Quest 3 HD2D Remake has been found. Save data will be linked. Huh. Wonder why that matters. Save data successfully linked. Bonus items can be claimed from special treasure chests within the game. Oh, okay. So I get a few extra things because I completed the previous game. Got it. Marinix presents. Okay. Thanks to the heroic efforts of legendary Edric, the Lord of the Underworld was defeated and peace was returned to the land of Elefagard. Yet this peace was not to last, as the diabolical Dragon Lord rose up and unleashed hordes upon hordes of monsters on the realm once more. Now it falls to you, Edric's descendant, to lay the fiend low and rescue the world from plight. Venture forth. Yep. English. Sure, why not? Yep, we're doing the default difficulty, so... That's already a change. Used to be you could only save at the main castle.
Hear me.
I hear you.
Hero. Can you hear me?
Yep.
A great darkness threatens this world. Left unchecked, it will swallow it entirely.
That's so.
It may already be too late. Nevertheless, perhaps you, Scion of Erdrick, might prevail. Please, you must make for Tantacha. You must do all that you can. The fate of the world rests with you.
Well, this is definitely new. In the original game, he just kind of starts at the castle immediately, so it looks like we have a little bit to start with. Ah! Can thou stand, speak to me. 'Tis not. I can yet fight. We find ourselves surrounded, Captain. All surely lost. We cannot permit it to be. Shall we fall? Who shall remain to keep the fiends from our kin at the kin? Who? Thou art here to aid us? Earn thy debt, stranger. Had thou not come to our aid, we might have well have perished. Indeed, to best a whole host of monsters single-handedly is the work of no ordinary warrior. If I may ask, what bringeth thee to the forest alone, stranger? Journeyest thou somewhere? Thou art the line of the mighty Erdrick? Hero legend, thy prowess with a blade? And a voice heard a dream truly tell thee to make for Tanagel? Nonsense, such talk is the stuff of fairy tales. Hold thy tongue, thou addressest our deliverer. Stranger, we are guardsmen of the king of that very realm. Allow us to escort the herons. It is the least we can do. Behold, yonder lies fair Tanagel. And beyond it, that accursed isle, upon which standeth the dwelling place of the foul demon who did appear as if from nowhere to lead the fiends against us. The Dragon Lord. Anagel. We shall go ahead and inform the king of thy coming. His esteemed manatee Lorik the 16th will surely grant an audience to one such as thee. Truly, Captain, we only have this man's word that he is indeed the scion of the legendary hero. Bracia the Claim is neither here nor there. We were delivered from marauding fiends by his courage and strength of arms is enough. Energy, nay, our entire world has need of warriors such as he. Forgive me, stranger, I have not asked thee thy name. Whom shall I inform his majesty that we owe our lives? Okay, this is the original start of the game.
Well met, traveler. It seemeth thou art a warrior of great skill. We have long awaited the coming of one such as thee. The captain did relate to me the tale of how thou didst best a whole horde of fiends single-handedly, and did thereby deliver he and his comrades from peril. And not only this, but thou art of the bloodline of mighty Erdrick. Is this true?
Then thou knowest, of course, the legend of thine ancestors' deeds.
There's a yes, for the heck of it.
But of course thou dost. Even babes in arms know the tale by heart. In days of yore, thy revered ancestor did receive of the almighty goddess the sphere of light, and by its power was our world rid of the monstrous menace that beset it. Yet the tales make no mention of any of the heroes' bloodline having survived to the present day. Thou truly believest it to be so, that thou art of the line of Erdrick? Praise be! These are glad tidings indeed. But possessest thou proof, perhaps, of this claim? Or are we to believe it based solely on a voice heard in a dream? Thou plainly wearest thy heart on thy sleeve, young man. 'Tis an endearing trait indeed. Mine own line is one intimately entwined with that of the hero of legend. And according to the tales passed down among us, the hero who laid low the lord of the underworld was also guided by a voice heard in dreams.
Majesty, please. It will not do to share the secrets of the royal line so freely.
Calm thyself. Though we lack for proof, I would place my faith in this youngster nonetheless. better that than lose all hope for the salvation of our benighted realm.
Yes, Majesty.
That's the best you got, buddy, here.
Now, young hero, thou too wouldst know the truth of thy bloodline, wouldst thou not? Then hie thee to the cave that doth bear thine ancestors' title, and to the Shrine of Rain. Return to me with what thou findest there. This shall be thy reward for aiding my guardsmen. Go forth, brave hero, and may the goddess guide thee.
Okay. Hard to me to question His Majesty's wisdom in grasping the threads of hope, however slender when presents itself. I pray he do as he asks of thee. His Majesty has suffered much, and I would not see his hope detached much more. When thou hast sufficient funds, thou wouldst be advised to purchase better weapons and armor. Thus armed, thou might contend with more powerful foes, and those besting them will grow stronger. Yeah, I kind of forgot how a mouthful some of the language in this game is. It'll be fun. His Majesty is a man too trusted by half to put faith in one he knows so little is. No, I'm not under the pressure that you have the choice to be picky, lady. No hero should deem himself too busy to engage in idle discussion. Naught is ever as trivial as it seems. Tenagels, thou shalt find establishments offering goods that will surely serve thee well upon the battlefield. Array thyself with weapons and armor befitting one setting upon a quest such as thine. You shouldn't find yourself thy injured. Pray here, return to town and rest at the inn. There is to heal thy wounds. These and nows. Oops. Wrong button. Okay. That's right, in the original game, you didn't recover your HP and MP when you leveled up. I'm just going to leave the settings on default. I'm not going to worry too much about it. My goal is to experience a different take on the game, not to punish myself. Waves of evil emanate from that accursed isle that grows greater with each passing day. Which one significant thing, the Dragon Lord's power too grows greater. Let's see. Yeah, like most games, I'll just be able to use those items immediately since I have no other party members. Dragon Quest 1 was a solo venture. king is fine keen indeed. None is so lowly that he will not hear their concern. As for this reason we must stand careful guard over him. Mind thy manners, sir. We soldiers of Tanichel stand ready to fight back the monster menace. Should it cost us our lives, so be it. Oh, princess, princess, where art thou? Could it be that the foul fiends who have took her have taken thy young life also? Nay, we must not surrender to despair. Pray, forgive all I said, and for hope, and hope alone shall guide me. In days of yore, the fair city of Tangel was a veritable fairground, where the merrymakers of the world did play. Yet now we are besieged on all sides by foul fiends. The golden days are no more. Memories. Thou quested in caves, have a care. It is a place where darkness does penetrate the most deeply. The fiends don't throng. Throng thickest? I've never seen that word before. Throg? Okay, now I'm curious here.
Throng.
Throng? When darkness has spread across the land, shall return by Edric's hands. Almighty Goddess, thy light shines upon Dragon's quest. HP and MP. That NPC used to only do recover MP, so that's a change. Oh, Princess Guinevere. Ugh. Okay, let's see here. I pry in the trade of a traveling merchant. Lo, countless of my brotherhood are fallen to the hands of roaming beasts of late. Many friends I have lost. Merely to speak with them brightens tears to my eyes. Feat of agility. Did thou hear the rumors? I speak of a town laid ruined by marauding monsters. I must confess being somewhat afraid. Fair enough. Let's see. Associate Mind did speak with a band of heroes who they had a chance encounter. A warrior, a mage, a priest, and one who solely fought with fist and foot. They sound like a fine fellowship of adventurers, did they not? Only to sling one's weapon wildly will not suffice to vanquish the fiends that do plague the land. Thou needs to master spells and other secret techniques. Do so, and thy might prevail in thy battle against wickedness. Oh, you actually start with a copper sword. In the original game, you started with, like, nothing at all. You had to buy literally everything. Looks like they at least start you with something here. Doors. It's locked. I can already tell, looks like that they're doing away with the magic key system from the original game too. Keys used to be consumables, and any door you opened would waste one of the keys, but now I'm seeing different colored key doors, so they must be reverting to the version of the system that were in later Dragon Quest games where you had like different keys. I can no longer count the comrades who's fallen to the fiends. I would be lying to say I do not fear for my own life. But if we do not make a stand for the sake of the people, who shall? As the fiends were not trouble enough, bandits now ply their wicked trade in the lands to the north. Led by a most despicable rogue named Reuben Odd, was it? Okay, that's the one. That sounds like the guys from 3. Well, that's definitely what's different from before. Would I spend the passing remaining days of my life alone with my beloved? Yet the knowledge that a monster might rob us of the simple joy at any moment weighs heavily upon my mind. To be alone with my beloved is to forget all that threatens this world. Alas, I cannot put our plight entirely from my thoughts. For my lover informed me that were our world to be destroyed, our love too must surely perish. Yeah, this version is definitely conveying the dimness of the situation. The NES had such limited dialogue that sometimes its ability to convey certain things was difficult. When the rain and sun the twain do meet, a rainbow bow shall a bridge complete. This sparked the foretelling of old. Antidote herb. Feet of luck. Yeah, I can already tell that this remake is adding a lot of stuff in from later games to kind of fill out. Like, I don't think the seeds were there, and there's a number of items that were also not in the original game, so... Okay, I need the key before I can access this. This is an important area for later. We'll be back. Okay, I think we're done exploring outside. No door may be opened without a key. No door may be opened simply with any key. Different keys are required for unlocking doors of different color. Yep, just as I thought. I'm gonna have more keys. Okay, we've hit up everything we can do right now in here, so let's head into town. Castle Tandalbidity, the Welcome Wanderer. Oh. I'm just going to use that to make it a little less tedious. Over this bridge lies Tenagel Castle. Now were the bloodline of the mighty Edric, thou sayest, does thou have proof? If thou were truly descended from Eric, thou must need bear proof of thy birthright. Ever since the appearance of the Dragon Lord, even the crops fail to grow as they once did. Is this, too, the power of darkness made manifest? When I grow up, I shall be a hero, or perhaps a sage. That would be most marvelous, a good deal safer, I do not doubt. Not seem surprisingly noble, our line can be traced to its origin back beyond the time of the mighty Edric. The dragon, alas, if the Dragon Lord is not defeated, our futures may be a good bit shorter than our past. My family possesses the most magnificent of heirlooms, a buckle once used by the very hero of legend himself. Aye, it's true, my mother did relate to me the tale, and her grandmother to her. Let's see. God, 'tis nothing but a funeral of a comrade slain by fiends one after the other lately. Will the dogs never cease their villainy? As thou knowest where the grave of the mighty Edric be found, friend. It lies deep within a cave north of here, or I'm so led to understand, a cave fittingly named Edric's Hollow. If those who told me speak true, that is. Records? Okay. Okay, they moved the saves to the priest like they did in the other games. Vanilla the goddess, please deliver unto us the hero of mighty Edric's brawn and bravery. Trust not the fellow yonder. He is a blackguard and a swindler. I hope, friend, that thou knowest not to judge a fellow not on appearances alone. Aye, even a man spotting nothing but a pair of fabulous underpants may nevertheless be finest and trustworthy fellow Ernest does meet. I'm gonna guess probably not for you, but hey. North of the town stand at the signpost. Enter the northwest of it, and thou wilt come to Galeholm soon enough. Journey eastward, and thou shalt reach a small church. The road grows ever fraught with fiends. Take care. Should thou require the services of such a church, do not hesitate to avail thyself to them. A wandering merchant, I originally hail from fair Galeholm. The land twixt here and there is home to monstrous multitudes who will not hesitate to make a meal of unwary wanderers. It is a miracle I arrived here with my beloved life. Many a courageous young adventurer set forth in Tandagel never to return. I cannot fear we are allowing thee to go forth to thy doom, dragon. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing else I can really buy at the moment. Castle of Tandagel bids thee welcome, wanderer. Oh. Beware the voices marches, friend. Should thou attempt to cross them when thou art not in good health, misery and death shall be thy sole reward. Marvelous makeover kit. Oh. I don't really want the costume thing, so we're just going to use what we have here. Teehee, why no, silly man, I am not Princess Guinevere. However, thou wishest accomplish thee, I shall, thou, though, are far fair indeed. Tell no one, but it seems that a great treasure of the royal line has been stolen by fiends. Our world has gone even more swiftly to rack and ruin. Okay, so they don't have the particular items that... Yeah, almost everything's been changed. I kind of expected it would be. Okay, we're finally ready to leave town here. Okay. We're actually approaching the first break for today, so let's go ahead and run that real quick and we'll be right back. Alright, now we can actually begin our adventure here. I see something sparkly. Okay. So they've added like the physical skills that in addition to the spells and stuff, so... stuff. Alright, that's another change. In the original game, battles were one-on-one, but now it's possible to face multiple enemies at the same time. Yeah, a lot of the early game grinding gets removed since I don't need to grind so much gold just to get bare basic equipment. And there are enemies that were not in the original game here, too. Okay, I'm going to increase the speed of the text a little bit because it feels a little long on the, feels a little long on some points. Heal. Okay, I can cure myself. Thanks, Vicon. Okay. Phew, at last we arrive at Edric's Hollow. 'Twas no easy feat to reach it. Our journey will be a little easier, I fear. Hero's grave lieth in the cave as deep its reach, as the legend tells. Let us forget this folly and return homeward. We barely made it thus far in one piece. Do we really mean to dive headlong into further danger? Come, friends, this is not the time to lose heart. Together there should be no hardship we cannot overcome. Aye, bind up thy loins. Here's our adventure truly begins. Thou art a warrior too, it seemeth. Seekest thou too the grave of the hero of legend? Just as I thought. When once again the fiends appear, to the hero's tomb retire. Therein the hero's power thine own self to require. Thou were led here by the old adage, was thou not? As were we. Which makes us fellow rivals. This being so, allow me to profit a piece of advice. Look out behind thee. Quickly, we must not allow him to reach the grave before us. Lest we resort to such underhanded means. Else can our team rival learn about the true hero, must learn through such simple ruses. Come. Enhanced parchments adorned with wisdom will allow their readers to learn new spells and abilities. However, readers be warned, one can only read them once before they crumble to dust. Okay. Okay, so this cave actually has monsters in it, unlike the version in the original game. Edric's Hollow in the original game was basically just a walk to the stone, and also, clearly, you know, that weird adventuring party, it was not here either. Another shield. Oh, I already have a leather shield. So that thing sail botter. Am I lost? Surely not. I only need to think.
Not today!
Not today. Boom. Yes. Storm scroll. Okay. Alright. Fine dagger. Okay. I think that's actually going to be stronger than my... Okay, yep. I kind of figured as much. Oh. I just realized I'm standing right in front of myself. Let's see here. I don't know if it's really improved by me going the other side. The dark, it frightens me so when I would just be not given to be safely home. You know, it may just be me, but I don't think these guys are cut out for what they're trying to do here. Just a thought. There we go. No, I think that'll work. Oh wow, that hit harder than I thought it was going to.
I have thee now. Now.
Okay, maybe that won't work. Frightened to be nonsense, I'm merely resting. That what you call that. Thou not scare us, slime, have at thee. It's, sorry. Oh, sorry, I like to go and fall asleep with my eyes wide open. I'm really not a bad slime. Just a midday snooze every now and then. On your adventures, you may come across shiny trinkets on those mini metals. These can be okay, pretty standard fare.
have thee now!
Just gonna make myself tiny and put myself in the corner here. As there doesn't seem to be a great place either way, so... Okay. It's an ancient-looking gravestone. The inscription is faint, but Dragon can just about make it out. I am Edric. Heard me well, bearer of my blood, heir to my destiny. If you would reach the evil island visible from Tangel's shores, you will require 3 sacred artifacts. Gather them, and you may yet cross that accursed isle, destroy the source of all evil, as I too did so long ago. Before I'm passing, I entrusted 3 objects to 3 great sages. If the fates have been kind, their descendants guard them still. When evil rules this ill-starred isle once more, gather the hollowed triad and strike for blow for the cause of light. No doubt the line of sages await you somewhere in this world. Seek them out. The journey before you is a perilous one indeed. To that end, let me impart to you my greatest secret. Halt. Thou should not claim the hero's power. 'Tis be ours and no others. At last, we found the mighty Edric's grave, and on it his very own words. Let us see. Though the darkness grows stronger, the light is ever stronger. Take courage and go forth. For this is the hero's greatest power, unwavering courage in the face of seemingly insurmountable hardship. Courage, that's all that it said? Come, there must be more. The location of a mighty sword, or even the secret of a legendary magic. There is not. Curse it all, so the ancient adage was nothing but a lie. Perhaps not. After all, what enables to prevail us this far, if not courage? Well, courage, a little underhandedness. Forgive us, in desperation for the hero's power, we did comport ourselves to as we perhaps should not have done. Please understand, 'tis for vengeance that drives us, so our village was... fiends attacked, now precious little remaineth. Yet as I fear, 'tis not the place of the likes of us to claim the might of heroes. Come, let us return home. But the fiends are not stopped, their evil will engulf the world. Surely someone must stand against them as mighty Edric once did. Well, that was to be expected. Dragon looks more closely at the gravestone. Part of it is covered in moss. He brushes away the moss to find a further inscription. Blood of my blood, child of my children, seek out the spear of light by whose power the darkness might be banished and the fiends repelled. I have entrusted it to the care of the king of Tengel. Join forces with whoever of his line now sits on the throne, and see that its blessing is brought forth to bear. For it is lost, the world will be plunged into darkness once more. Treasure it, and for it shall be your salvation. Okay. I'm just going to accept a little bit of the blocking of things. Just going to deal with it. I'm tired of messing with it. All right. Fortunately, I have no way to escape right now, I don't think, so we're just going to have to make a beeline for the exit. You didn't see the important numbers, right? You didn't see the big numbers on the right of my head. That's all that matters. Yep. A lot of slimes. Well, at least I ran away. Yeah, let's speed up this one just a little bit. short 5. Let's see if we're gonna do something about that. Well, I'll do the trick. Go talk to the king about the Spear of Light. Yeah, in the original game, the Spear of Light is just mentioned that it was stolen, like, as part of the opening dialogue. I'm guessing we're just gonna find that out this way instead. Okay. It's not time to learn about that yet, I guess. I just assumed it was time to head back. Guess I should have just followed the indicators rather than making assumptions about that. Like, is my previous experience with this game gonna just mess with me the entire time? Maybe. Ah, well. Well, with new equipment and stuff, time to head off. Okay, so we're heading that way next. Yeah, fast feels about right, so we're gonna use that speed, I think. Alright. It's usually the area where the shrine of rain is at. Is usually actually a really difficult place to get to early on. But it already feels like the difficulty is a little bit different here. Especially since I was able to upgrade to the Iron Lance way earlier than you normally would be able to in the original version of the game. Like the 3 remake, they have a lot of stuff just kind of scattered on the map, which helps reduce like the amount of grinding you have to do just because you're given more resources to get things done without needing to spend huge amounts of time just killing random stuff. right, that actually has a purpose in this version. The equivalent spell only hit one target, but since it was always one-on-one fights, there wasn't really a lot of purpose. You could usually still do a lot more damage just by swinging things and not wasting your heals on that. With multiple enemies, that does make a little bit of a difference. Oh no, you gotta go away quickly.
Not today!
Freaking wizards can do a lot of damage really early on. Level 6. Use and flame slash. And that may actually make MP useful for something other than just healing myself. Pains away a lot of the way you use your resources. Because in the original version of Dragon Quest, the main strategy was just to basically spam your regular attack and heal when necessary. I never found a lot of use for a lot of the other spells you could actually use. Yeah, this definitely didn't exist in the... Open or in. Oh, okay. What's the coal stand at the tower known as the Shrine of Rain? Who built it and for what purpose in mind, I know not, but 'tis said it has stood since the time of Edric, the hero of legend. Dr. Musk. Oh, it's a locked door. I couldn't tell from where I was standing. Alright. Continue forward to the east. That's usually where you cross a bridge in the original game. There's a lot. That's when things start getting more difficult. Bridges were kind of big separators, but I don't know how that works for this one. Into dragon scale. I already have one of those, so... The thing is, the original Dragon Quest only had like a couple dozen enemy types, if I remember right, so they're already throwing a lot more at me, which also means I can't really use my knowledge of the original version of the game to really tell what's going to happen where, so that makes this a lot more interesting, at least. That ruined town that we saw in the cutscene with the four adventurers, quote unquote. Yeah, this area was entirely not in the original. La 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 la, for day roll, dying sun, glooming low, long lost the home I did know. And thou art dragon, admirer of my works, perhaps? Nay, then countest thyself a cohort small indeed. I am of course Zane, descendant of Galleon, he of the golden voice, the storied bard of legend. Hello, feel good. But I mean not to rest on my laurels of my ancestor, as virtuous though he was, I mean to strike out on my own. Seek no veins of song yet unmined. Though the climb my face is uphill one, 'tis all that Alefgard does shed a tear for the beauty of my forebear's fabled voice. Can such tales truly be based in fact, perhaps? Can such feats be bettered? Only time will tell. Ha 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 ha. Alas, I find myself somewhat uninspired of late. Though I once reveled in rebellion, in subversion to which Galleon was well loved, I tread that path no longer. I seek inspiration instead of the opposite. In following his footsteps and those of mighty Edric, with whom he was famously firm friends. And in the course of saying, I heard quite a rumor. It seems there is a place somewhere in Elfgard deeply connected to the hero of old, extinguishingly deeply tied to the Edric legend. So I journey in search of it. Alas, I'm no closer finding that when I first set out. And then thou art come to this place surely signifies thou art a man well-traveled, good dragon. But as thou happen such a place on thy travels, pray inform me of it. My wanderings too have taken me hither or yon. Our path shall surely cross again. Does my avatar mouth my words? Yeah. The model follows information pulled from the webcam. That's how I move in. How the model moves and responds to things. Admittedly, the tracking isn't the best on a traditional webcam. It actually works a lot better if you can track with something like my iPhone or something like that, but I just don't have that set up yet. It's on the list of projects to do. Until then, friend, adieu. Oh. It's a little bit of puppetry. I have to exaggerate certain expressions to get them to register correctly, but it's trying to get better at it. I'm still pretty far below the standards of VTubers on a wider scale in terms of how they manipulate their models and do all sorts of things with it. But, I mean, like a lot of the other expressions I have, kind of, they're toggles, so they have to be things I hit buttons for and things like that, but, the default stuff works well enough. Doesn't really look like there's anything else here. I think the whole purpose of this place was just to meet up with that guy, who will probably appear again, I'm guessing. Alright. Continue our journey here to the east. Okay, you can go away now. No magic for you. There might be something up there. Oh, you guys aren't doing this, aren't you? Oh, they just resisted that. Oh, okay. Thou knowest the way to Rumdar. Then allow me to enlighten thee. Cross the southern bridge and follow the coast eastward. Ere long you will reach a cave surrounded by swampy land. Make the way through thy cave and emerge from the other side. Continue southward still and you will find the town of Rumdar. You patrol that area region too once upon a time, though that L ended when the monsters there will grow too mighty for us to handle. Horn whip. Okay, it's actually weaker, but it does hit multiple enemies at once. Beings grow smarter with each passing day. They attack in large groups to gain an advantage numerically. Thou should plan to do this battle with many monsters as possible. Be sure to carry a whip or boomerang on thy person. Downs, does thou truly travel alone? Thou must be surpassingly strong, or perhaps simply stupid. Column A, column B, yada yada yada. We patrol the realm on His Majesty's orders. While our duty is fraught with peril, 'tis an honor to be chosen to keep the people of our kingdom safe.
I know not who thou art, but I beg of thee, send word to Tantagel. The detachment dispatched in search of Princess Gwaelin is no more, but I fear I can...
We meet again, friend. But what is this? This man is a soldier of Tantagel.
He hath breathed his last. His wounds are truly terrible to behold.
Is this thy doing?
What's your issue with me, lady?
A message, thou sayest? The princess was taken across the swampland south of Kol?
Then we must go after her with all haste. Come! What are we waiting for?
But the party sent in search of the princess was comprised of our finest soldiers. Surely we will simply meet the same fate.
If thou art afraid, then away with thee homeward, coward! I will go to the princess's rescue, though I go entirely alone.
We cannot allow our comrades' deaths to have been in vain. We shall make for the swampland. You will remain here and see that this man is granted the burial he deserveth. Hie you thence to the castle and report on all that hath occurred here. Friend, I would ask a boon of thee also. News of these events will only stir discord among the people. I prithee, keep thy counsel. I understand that His Majesty had tasked thee with learning more of the hero of legend. I wish thee luck in thy quest. Now,
Captain! Canst thou continue?
Do not fret on my account. We have work to do. Come.
Yeah, this rescue attempt is going to go extremely poorly for them, I imagine. Though the captain does his damnedest to suppress the word of the princess kidnapping, the people whisper nonetheless. Were she less familiar and friendly face to her subjects, perhaps this task would be an easier one. Journey us alone, friend, even with fouler fiends at every turn. There's no shame to escaping to Tangel or Kol. Take refuge whilst thou can. Thou knowest not what Cal could be found, 'tis well the bridge over and a little to the northeast. Here are great stretches of poisonous land to the east of here. I pray the captain and the others are unharmed. Lieutenant would e'er dive unheedingly into danger where Princess Guinevere was concerned. Captain may have been the finest swordsman in all of Tantagel, but he is he had retired from duty once already. Let's hope all is well with him. Alright. Venture towards Kol before we head to the back to the west. Yep, starting to run into some things that are a little more troublesome. Well, we're pretty close to that town, so... Alright. Here's our next town. Hole. Okay. Good day, friend. Now has found the way to the humble village of Cole. We were lucky enough to be visited by the bard Zalin in this short while past. Was so moved by his performance I began to weep, upon which he pulled from his sleeve a handkerchief and folded it without him missing a note. Very did I swoon. When traveling the land, one may encounter opponents of great strength and skill. Thus thou knowest thy phone, and how they should be dealt with, friend, and be gone. While lesser monsters may be overcome with main force alone, merely walloping away at a formidable foe is not liable to suffice. Such battles are sure to be lengthy affairs. When observing one's opponent and one raises one defense with a blistering blow as incoming, thou shalt surely serve thee well. Whoops. Bear this in mind too. Time spent healing is time not spent fighting, so be sure to enter battles in a state of sufficiently rude health. This is locked. Okay. Locks, child. Time is thine is a face that shall suffer in itself to be besides that of a destined lover and no other. Thou art uncommonly lucky, young fellow. Though formidable indeed, the towering golem fears but one thing, the painful, pure tones of the flute. Some creatures cannot be vanquished by main force alone, yet all possess of a weakness. Learn it and exploit. Seems that there is talk of a rare key known as the Thieves' Key abroad in the land. Would I be the fellow lucky enough to possess it? scale shield. Yeah, the only thing is that iron armor, which I'm nowhere near close to being able to afford yet, so... My grandson, Rockrick, dwells in Rumard. He's a kindly boy, but a trifle muddle-headed. I cannot help but worry about his well-being. Beings roaming the land have grown so numerous of late that even to visit the closest town is an act so perilous as to be foolhardy. Alright. Let's go ahead and take the next break here. So, ad break time, we'll be right back. Alright. Trevor did tell me of a cave quagmire south of this place which languishes a maiden most sorrowful indeed. But that cave in question is overwhelmed with foul fiends. Pray, how might a delicate damsel survive in that such a hellish hole? More likely does it seem the traveler, driven mad with fear, did glimpse a phantom of his mind's own making. Puff, puff, puff. Oh, I can bear it. Behold the public baths. Enter, wander, and clean thyself. Boxer shorts. You think I'm good? Friend, I am able to swim. Thinketh thou might be able to bathe the springs hereabout? Well, this is music to my ears, since my visit to such a place, yet I am ignorant of the rules and customs. Whoop. Seems overly sensitive when I'm pressing the button here. While the water is wide and churning, the bottle is invisible as a result. I fear I might sink and drown. Not that deep. Literally. On the fairy flute. That will be needed later. Oh, thou art fair indeed. Will this... Puff Puff is a running gag in Dragon Quest. It doesn't do anything, but it's just more of a... I don't know how to describe it exactly. So I'm not going to try to. Hast thou set foot on the isle amidst the lake on the landmass south of this place? No. 'Tis the fame for the town of Grimdar, which stands proudly upon it. Brave dragon, bearer of blood of Edric, hero of legend, though that thy weapon will not serve to vanquish the Dragon Lord. The sword of thy ancestor remains still in this land. Seek it out and let it cleanse our realm of evil once more. Papa has returned to us, but he does little besides sleep and stare fondly from the window. He is no longer any fun at all. I journey in search of the Sword of Legend. Alas, 'tis not found here in Cole. Though the aged smith did tell me of a rare sword found in the town of Canlin, perhaps I'll journey there next. it has to do with the text speed I've set, because I feel like I'm skipping a lot of dialogue accidentally. Strongs of arms have been working the forge here for many years and more. Tis a smithy of long standing. And though its latest master is not the friendliest of fellows, his creations draw customers far and wide. Phew. A busy. I must do my best so that my beloved husband might regain his spirits. Onward and ever onward. Smithy here was recommended unto me by an acquaintance in Tanagel. Thus I did come here seeking the forging of a sword. In the room above I did spry a man with bolting with Serin. He's formidable craftsman in question. The increased number of feats has seen a likely increase in demand of weapons. Not a bad thing if you ask me. Prices of metal grow steeper, particularly in those in favor of makers of armor. Ungrateful fool of a boy, turning the back on his family forge and swanning off to become a soldier of all things. And him being the biggest coward in the village, I gave thanks to the heavens for a safe return, but still. I thought his son had been blessed for a true gift for smithing, but no, he would wail and moan that this was not the life for him. Oh, the quarrels we did have. Now he's back among us. I fear I shall find it hard to forgive him. Ha! He be feed of the demon in carbon. I shall wallop the plaguey dragon lord until he wails for his mummy. But first I need a weapon benefit of such a walloping. Something big and scary and unsurpassingly nasty. Yep, a little outside my budget right now, unfortunately, so... Continue on to the Shrine of Rain. Okay, you're next. I'm done with you. You know, friggin' nuisance. Okay, off and away.
Be gone! Let the fire consume thee!
Oh, I'm completely off kilter here. Well, now that I see something glittering in front of me, I can't ignore it. I completely missed the mark. Head back the way I came. This way. Alright, check something real quick here. Sorry, I just got a notification on my phone for a ridiculously large amount of notifications from my Twitter feed, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I guess some people are having an argument underneath something I had said earlier today. It's not involving me, but I'm not gonna look at that right now. Wow, literally drained all my MP. That's what I get for being distracted. No choice, but this guy keeps swinging. He actually hit the stupid thing. Fortunately, it does like no damage to me. Oh gee, I'm so worried about casting spells when I have no MB left. Well, since it drained me of everything. Might as well go recover before I try again. How disappointing. I ain't even get that far. think it's because I went the wrong way. Ignoring the friggin' phone. And mute the thing, because I keep getting notifications on the stupid thing. It's really distracting. Tap and peep. Zap is a thunder spell that's commonly provided to, like, the heroes of the story in Dragon Quest games, but that wasn't in Dragon Quest 1. Given the lack of, like... I wonder what benefit there is to Zap compared to other stuff. Oh, it's just a spell that hits one enemy hard, is what it basically is. I'm gonna get rid of this stupid bag before it drains everything again.
Not today!
I don't need spells for you. Please. All right. Deal with poison. I don't even think magic works very well on these things anyway, so there's not even any point casting spells on them. Actually, just for kicks, let's use that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't remember these being really resistant to magic, but I couldn't recall. I couldn't recall. Stop being annoying. Alright. Rain of rain. Be gone from here. I would speak with no one. The king of Tanagel told you of this place? And thy name is? Dragon, I see. Then I cannot refuse thee. The royal line of the nation numbers among our closest allies in the preservation of the legacy of the hero of legend. It is we sages' duty to test those who would take on the hero's mantle, and should they prove themselves worthy, pass upon to them these treasures. Unto the one who shall return to us the lyre of ire, a treasure long since lost, I shall bestow the staff of rain. Thus it was decided, thus shall it be. Should that day ever come, alas, I doubt that it will. Why, thou hast asked, the forces of darkness have taken possession of the Spear of Light. As the legends have it, the mighty Idric could not have laid low the great evil without the spear's aid. And if the fiends possess it, there is little hope for any of us. I cannot very well allow thee to go forth, knowing very well that thou standst not the faintest chance, and shall surely be defeated. Lo, the rain does fall, and soon the sun too shall fade. Thou must needs to abide here with me this night.
Hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You must meet with Rubis, spirit of the land. With her protection, you might stand against the darkness. Seek out a means of summoning her, of bringing her back to us. The fairies will able to help you, as well of Tantagel. Must find them.
Could you be any less vague? Thou says that a voice spake unto you in thy dreams, begging you to summon Lady Rubis? Knows thee of her? What manner of being she is? She is the mother unto the realm of Alefgar, and she did raise each mountain, give form to every leaf and stone. And in this place in which thou standest is a place where the fairies did once offer up their worship unto her. Long ago the mighty Idric did stand upon this tower, and there did receive her blessing. Thence the hero legend go forth and vanquish the great evil. Alas, in that time the fairies did dwindle and fade, and the means of summoning Lady Rubis was lost to us. Oh my god! I forgot all about that thing! Oh god, I completely forgot about that.
For these moments.
Oh wow. I completely forgot I had that thing set up. Okay. Oh, I completely forgot about that thing. Clearly, it's so fitting, isn't it? Well, yet it is not time to abandon all hope. For should her and aid be thine, thou may stand a chance against the evil that threatens us, even though it wields the spear of light. Dragon, I would have thee prove to be thy strength. Summon Lady Rubus, and I shall recognize thee as a true hero. Then, and only then, shall the Staff of Rain be thine. Okay, so they've changed, this has been changed drastically, because as he said before, the Harp of Ire was the way of completing this quest before, but it's clearly changed now. Oh, the job crystal throwing. They get used so rarely that I kind of forget that they're there, if I'm being honest. There are no Vuln stacks in this game as far as I know. Cool. Crack scroll. So that's the ice spell. Pelted. Because this was if I remember correctly, this area was a dungeon in 3. Yeah, I'm probably aware of that because I don't have nearly enough things that points are spent on. Probably should do something about that someday. Yes, I'm probably aware that you could. it looks like it's telling me to go back to... Yeah, you guys have been watching me for a while. Probably have way more points than I think most people would ever have. Yeah, eventually I'd like to do some more stuff. I guess the thing is, a lot of streamers build those things up from like memes or regular things that come up, and nothing like that's really happened, so I've just been sort of throwing things up there as I think of them. Eventually, I'd like to have a few things in there that aren't, you know, Final Fantasy XIV related. Dragon, thou hast returned to us, and what hast thou learned? Thou hast wished to know if the rumors are true, if the Spear of Light which Edric himself gifted to us has been stolen. What errant and nonsense is this? When does such a groundless tit-a-tat originate? Please, good Chancellor, our friend is here, has clearly done what he promised he would, and sought the knowledge of the mighty Edric. At least we might share some truth in return. Aye, very well. Far from me to contradict thee, Majesty. The rumors are indeed true. The forces of evil have taken possession of the spear. That was our sacred duty to protect. And thus the fiends proliferated, the poisoned swamped lands, and more beside. But of the princess thou asked. So thou didst meet with the party sent to retrieve her, and perhaps I should tell you all from the beginning. My beloved daughter is blessed with a great power. She is able to hear the voice of the almighty Rubus. So it became to pass several months since. She did receive a warning from the spirit of the land herself.
Gwaelin, Princess of Tantagel. It is to you, and only you, that I might speak. I am Rubus, mother to the land of Alefgard, and I hereby entrust to you a message, a foretelling of how this world might be saved. Listen well.
Okay, so they're giving her more of a direct role.
Darkness threatens Alefgard. Take the Sphere of Light in hand and seek out a place of safety. In time, one will come to you, a youth who bears the blood of Erdrick, hero among heroes. Impart to him this message that I entrust to you. Guide him on his quest. Bid him go.
Was that time that the fiends began to appear. It seemed certain to greatly trouble the land. Thus I trust the word of the almighty Rubus that I instruct Gwendolyn to reveal the message which she had entrusted to none but the hero himself. Then I dispatched her along with the troops of my best soldiers to the Shrine of Rain. I had hoped that the sooner I sent her away, the safer she might be, alas.
Princess, we have come far and fast. Perhaps it would be better if we rested.
We need not do so for my sake. Come, let us continue onward.
What is this power I sense? Thou bearest the sphere of light, dost thou not? Princess Gwaelin of Tantagel?
Fiends! Protect the princess!
What is the meaning of this? Who art thou, rogue?
I am the Dragon Lord, Master of Masters, King of Kings!
King of kings? Thou art naught but a monster!
Know this, fair princess. The monster thou seest before thee is the true ruler of this world. All others are naught but pretenders. The sphere thou carriest is mine by right, and thou wilt return it to me.
'Tis the birthright of he who beareth the blood of heroes, and I shall relinquish it to no other.
So Rubis watcheth over thee. Then let us see whose power is the greater. Victory is mine.
Well, that's good.
Perhaps thou might consider joining me. 'Twill be a sight worth seeing, I assure thee.
Never! A hero shall soon come, just as Lady Rubis foretold. The darkness thou servest shall not be suffered to thrive. He who is blessed with the power of the light...
A hero? Let him come! Let them all come! All shall suffer the same fate at my hand! Majesty, might I suggest we take the princess, willingly or no? There is still much we might learn from her.
And who is this?
Those of your accursed ilk are ever presumptuous. Very well. Do as thou wilt. I have what I came for. Come, we return to the castle.
Back, fiend! Away with thee!
Princess!
though just as thou hast learned on thy travels, the Spear of Light was taken from us, my beloved daughter also. We've of course expended every possible effort in our attempts to regain both, but we are unable to even approach the accursed isle upon which the fiends dwell. Although we did send a party of our finest soldiers to seek the princess all across the realm. Months have passed, and they still have found naught. Majesty, please, I beg of thee, do not give up hope. Fool, who art thou to speak of hope? I do not dream every night my darling daughter's safe return. But these are the dreams of a father, not a king. As a king, I must think of my realm, of my world. If the manpower is to be expended, then it needs to be expended on assailing the dreaded isle and returning the Spear of Light to its rightful possessor. Dragon, I fear I must ask more of thee. Will thou come to aid our cause once more? Fully am I glad to hear it. I am ever in thy debt, good sir. I bid thee to follow Edric's footsteps once more. The legends did tell the hero of old did travel without hindrance through this world by the means of 3 keys. I would have thee gather them. One of them, the thief's key, has been discovered in the town of Granholm. Meet thee there and seek it out. Until we meet again, brave dragon, good fortune go with thee. Okay, so this is drastically different from the original version by quite a bit, actually. In the original version, the Dragon Lord steals the Spear of Light directly from the castle. Guinevere gets kidnapped, and the primary reason just seems to be that the Dragon Lord seems to be intent on taking the princess as his bride. But in this version, it seems like he doesn't even really care that the princess exists at all. He was only interested in getting the Spear of Light to begin with. In addition, there seems to be another party involved. Which, previously, the Dragon Lord was working basically alone with his minions, and that was basically all he was doing. But there seems to be another person involved. So, yeah, this changes up everything quite a bit, actually, so... And also, Guinevere's role is completely different. As I said, in the previous game, she was just somebody to rescue. She didn't have any insider. Basically, rescuing her in the first game gave you one item you needed to find one specific thing in the game. It sounds like she might have a more direct role to play, so I'll be curious to see what comes of it. But for now, I'm gonna travel up to the northwest. Of stamina. things up at least till we get out of this area, which is not threatening at all.
Not today!
Looks like getting to this next town isn't going to be that difficult. Unless the difficulty of the monster suddenly shifts drastically. So far, it doesn't seem to be. Another 10 minutes before we need to take the next break, so... Gallon home. Oh, it's those guys from before. Welcome wanderers to the storied settlement of Gamholm. Heading around, good people. What you see before you is a key capable of opening any door, so as long as that door is be red in color. Aye, it's the self-same, all unlucky item once used by the mighty Edric, the storied thief's key. Could it be? But this is a rare treasure indeed. How much might one expect to pay for such a thing? Might I compliment thee on thy knowledge and find eye, sir? Thou hast a certain something about thee, perhaps a hero of some renown? Oh boy. Nay, Returning to the matter at hand, how much for the key? Were it to save save thyself, good sir, I would not want to part with it for less than 1 million gold coins. But a hero far and wide, it might aid in any thy world-saving and general questing. Perhaps I consider 800,000. $800,000? That is surely too much, surely. Thou would gorge us for profit, even the world burneth beneath our eyes. Aye, avarice rogue. Swindler, cheat. Come now, didn't I just offer a discount of full 200,000 coins? What matter a swindler would do such a thing? Besides, what's the harm in selling a thing for a price benefiting its rarity? I understand full well that the sum is not readily come by, but certainly a moneylender of my acquaintance would be happy to help, I am sure. In any case, I shall return to the inn by the seaside just south of here to wait for thee. Good if thou come to your senses, almighty hero. Somebody's trying to pull a scam. One can find all many pretty stones and shells if one looks hard enough. And when you eat small crabs, I wonder, as they might be a thrift country. Let's see, the wisdom. The moneylender that rotten swindler speaks is an usher and a scoundrel. A friend of mine did accept a loan from him and was worked by him almost mercilessly until the time the debt was repaid. Yeah, I doubt this moneylender is a legitimate entity here. Leather armor. The boxer short. That slippery so-and-so of a merchant did retire to the inn south of town. I hope thou doesn't mind me saying this, but thou seems like an easily led sort. Perhaps it would be best not to venture in that direction. How could I be swayed by plainly dishonest words? These might greatly aid us against the fight against the Dragon Lord. The fight for the fate of our very world. Yet that rogue seems to seek profit from it. Does he have no conscience? But thou hearest the song, good sir. Very good. My thanks. I should now have not have guessed. I modeled my work on those of Galen, the Bard of Legend. Not what it sounded like to me. Sounds like you're trying to curse everybody around you. Let's see. New sword. can do at the moment, so... Mind positively boggles considering all the places one might visit with the thief key in one's pocket. Though not for the price the thief demands it for it. Safe passage scroll. I can learn safe passage. Okay, that'll allow me to cross over the poison stuff. Long, long ago, the great bard did bring his wandering to an end. 'Twas here where he settled. It was here when he built himself a home. In time, a town sprung up around his dwelling, became known as Gramholm. Okay. Approaching break time here, so let's go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. Alright. Got about an hour left today, so let's see how far we get here. The Thief's Keep by means any red door can be opened. I could well use such a treasure. Thief's Keep by means any red door can be opened. Oh. Wherefore and by what means would a common swindler come in possession of a treasure as a thief's key? By no means you and I would deem honorable, that's for certain. Well, the young fellow yonder seems somewhat downcast. He must give thanks that he did not go do what the swindler asked. Truly, the pure and more honest the target, the easier mark they make for such men. Prey upon innocence, the work of villains. Did chance to espy the culprits. What culprits, thou ask? Why, the foul fiends who did bear off with Princess Guinevere. Eastward they did fly, ever eastward. Is there nobody in this realm with the courage enough to go to her rescue? There is, then I bid bear word to this brave soul, whoever it might be. Tell them the princess was taken east. In this world exists miraculous writings that, though one do not do more than read them, might nonetheless grow to be able to use certain spells and secret techniques. I heard even such items are found in the last resting place of Galleon himself. I would not seek them out if I were you. The place was swarmed with bloodthirsty fiends. Fighting fiends is all about selecting the tool most apt for the job at hand. When surrounded by hordes of foes, whips and boomerangs are the order of the day. But when a single foe requires smiting with all one's might, then a sword or other weapon is capable of inflicting the heavy damage it is called for. It is as with fish, where the right lure and bait must be selected in order to land one's desired catch. So, swindler or not, we still need that freaking key, so we better pursue the guy and figure out what to do next. Okay, so it's that location right before that bridge. Found mean to venture southward thyself, and thou wilt surely encounter not just rogues, but vicious fiends. I would counsel thee to think again. I am engaged in the investigation of all matters fairy-related. Though these ethereal creatures are seldomly sighted, I heard rumors of encounters with them in the forests of the south. And yet, when I went there hoping to seek them out, the place was hopelessly run with fiends. I could not hope to begin my search. Ah. Well, looks like the swindler got swindled. Sir, sir, art thou injured? What has befall thee? A strange fellow, entirely unclothed, save for a mask. He entered unbited, and he took it, the thief's key, my treasure, my ticket to riches untold. He took it and escaped by the window. Wait, perhaps he wore a loincloth or some sort of similar garment, but never mind that. The villain stole my key. I fear, sir, thou hast fallen foul of the one they called Robin Hood. He is a lord among bandits who has sterilized these lands, all about this place, most mercilessly as late. I see. I speak true. This Ood must be the rogue who plagued my key from the depths of his drawers and departed without much as a by thy leave. Fled southward, I say. Return it to me. Return my key! Robin Hood is no wayside bandit. He and his accomplices are hardened and desperate criminals. We must send word to Tanagel and ask for a detachment of soldiers to be sent. The detachment from Tanagel? Nay, sir, we cannot possibly. Thou wishest thy key to be returned to thee, does thou not? Wherefore dost thou refuse such a course of action? Well, the key it came to me by other than standard means. If there were to be such an investigate, I would be invited to spend some time in the jail. But please, I beg of thee, no attachments. Alas, it's that or nothing I fear. 800,000 coins gone. You know, I don't really feel that bad for you, buddy. A cheater got cheated, so, but yeah, I still need that key. Okay, so this is interesting because that cave that it has marked was kind of an extra cave in the original game. There were a few items you could get there, but they weren't required for anything. So I guess they've just turned into another dungeon. That stuff's starting to hit a lot harder here. Be prepared for everything, I guess. Well, that was it. There's something. Oh.
Not today!
Move the whip into my bag if I want to use it for this kind of thing. Do that before I forget again. Another ruined town. Aimless ruin. That's the guy from before. These are paths are fated to cross, good dragon. It warms to my heart to see a friendly face in such surroundings. The place which we now stand was a staging post for all merchants of the realm. Now it is, thou seest. Good evening. Shall all mankind's greatest settlements do fall into the fiends of this once bustling town did? And if such a fate, what meaning would there be to bring in new works of song into being? All I wish for is to die along here of my home. Let the monsters hid savagely laid waste, pray leave me alone. Okay, bye. I'm a little confused, but no matter. Let's see. Ah.
Nah, boss. 'Tis too dangerous, boss.
Unhand me! If thou thinkest I'm letting one of the boys just die, thou hast another thing coming.
And if thou thinkest we're letting you die, thou hast another thing coming yourself.
Eh? Who art thou? State thy business.
Hast thou come here looking to pinch our treasure?
Yeah, hand over the key.
Shameless rogue.
Much better.
Ugh, I'm getting clobbered way more.
Much better. Much better. Much better. Thou shalt not escape!
Have at me!
Let the fire consume thee! Heal! Much better.
Ah. I got smacked down way more than I thought I was going to, so... Might need some more gear. Let's see what options I have here. It seemed like I was taking a lot of damage. Let's see. Okay, so that upgraded both my shield and my armor, so that'll help a little bit. But the only other gear option I have is back in Cole, where they have these iron armor, but I don't have anywhere near enough of that at the moment. Because I don't think I really need that much. Maybe just head southward manually and see if I need to level up a little bit, or at least get a few more experience points. Let's see here. Area. E-metal. Oh. All right. Heal real quick. Pretty solid critical, isn't it? Ow. Okay, let's see if this goes any better.
Nah, but...
On it!
And if... Hey? Who what?
Hast thou come here looking to pinch up? Huh? Thou seekest the key that was stolen? My blinking key! Well, it shall not be thine, pal!
Yeah, I seem to be taking significantly less damage than before.
Much better. Much better. Much better.
Have at me!
Heal.
Yeah, they're running out of MP now, so that's going to make it a lot harder for them to...
Not today.
I cannot fall. That ain't half bad.
I cannot fall.
Time I pulled my finger out. Enough! Enough! I surrender!
Well, there we go. Frizzle, dodgy dance.
Thou hast clobbered me fair and square, but that... Cheers here! I'm Robin Hood, by the way. What a... Tis a fine...
The fork-tongued rogue doth claim that through his veins courseth the blood of him.
Is that so? Surely thou dost not. Well, this Erdrick, the hero who did saint work for one of me ancestors, as it happens. Bloke taught a...
Oh, jeez.
And if
Robin Hood from the third game was spitting some nonsense.
Granddad's most giftedest of pupils. Behold, since thy family and mine go way back, thou must first navigate this here cave and bring back our comrade.
Forsooth, boss, thou art...
Well, what? Nice one.
Oh, and just so thou knowest, there's supposed to be fairies in there what useth magic to confound all who enter.
Okay, I've been healed completely, so that helps a little bit. Thief Key was nicked off the boss when he would boast about it noisily down at the tavern. That evening, he did fall into Scottish slumber, only to wake the morning and find it gone. Okay, so that sneaky, swindler stole it from him. He stole it back. Enemy underlings have lost themselves in the depth of this cave here. Thou can bring them back. The thieves' key's all thine. Good luck, eh? Just know there's supposed to be fairies down in the depths who want to use magic to confound all who enter or something. Wonder how our colleague ventured the depths of the cavern in the first place. Okay. A nice one shot. All right. I wish I remember the layout of these dungeons more than I do. Might be able to remember where the chests are. Boomerang. Can hit everything. Makes it more useful than most other things are. I want to go downstairs this yet. Alright, I heard something for a moment. Nope, not gonna do it. Alright. 10 ton to pay. Oh, it's a cursed item. I don't want to use that. For treasure scroll. I think that just allows me to know how many treasures are in the on the floor that I'm on. Okay. That'll be useful. Okay, there's one area I can't get to from here, but everything else I should be able to. Okay, yeah, there are 8 items on this level, so yeah. Unfortunately, I already had one of those, so... Oh, so that's how you're gonna do this, aren't you? ho ho, I say, what luck. A delicious-looking human has fallen right into my lap. He seems rather a pathetic fellow to boot. Verily, I'm done for. Oh, ho, ho, do come quietly. You only need to submit to searing flames, my world-endingly powerful magic. There's a good fellow. Where did you come from? How rude, I must say. But the more the merrier. Searing flames for two, is it? Very well. Okay. If I keep my HP high, I should be fine. That spell again, that helps a little bit. And down you go. Escape and Dragon Slash. Such power, I say you are a hero. Well, even if you are, I regret to inform you that we have Princess Waylon, without whose guidance you shall never reach the Dragon Lord's castle, so there. You have won my darn thanks, good sir. You saved my behind, I've no mistake. Yeah, the boss sent you thee? He's worried on my account? Curses, I think I'd have to kill looking to put up a smile on his face. Instead, I seem to have vexed him to no end. He got the desk for this cave for a reason. See, the boss was mighty down in the dumps on account of his precious thief key getting nicked. I thought perhaps there was some treasure down here that might cheer him up. That's all I found was trouble. Bury the dunderhead who dolt cause naught but Volver. Right, I better get back up to the lads forth. Cheers again, ta-ta. Is those stupid humans gone? Shh, quiet, one of them is still here. Here's we're not done here yet.
He found us! Quick, run away! If he catches us, he'll sell us to someone, and They'll put us on display in a traveling circus or something horrible like that.
Wait! He beat that horrible monster, didn't he? Maybe he's not all bad. You really helped us out there. That monster was after us, you see. So, thanks. What's your name, by the way? I only asked for your name, not your life story. So, in short, and you need to find a way of summoning Lady Rubis so she can help you. Well, we're not supposed to share this sort of thing, but I suppose it won't hurt to tell you just a little bit about her.
Convenient.
What are you doing? In case you've forgotten that's a human you're talking to. How do you know you can trust him?
Look, I know humans are awful and greedy and can't be trusted, but if this world gets plunged into endless darkness, it's not exactly going to be great for us fairies either.
So, you think we should help him?
I do, yes. He can fight monsters, which means he can help us with that other thing.
Oh, the other thing! Gosh, you're a devious little devil, aren't you? I love it!
Lady Rubis isn't here in Alefgard right now. She's visiting another world.
A very far away world that it will be very hard to call her back from.
Our leader came up with an ingenious way of summoning her. But before we could finish getting everything ready, we got attacked by the Dragon Lord's stupid lackeys, and she ran off somewhere. That's why we came down here in the first place, to look for her.
There are dwarves living to the east of here that she's had dealings with in the past, you see. We thought they might know something, but there are so many annoying monsters in the way, we're never going to get there ourselves.
And we can't summon Lady Rubis on our own. Only the boss knows how to do. So if you could go and find her for us, we'd all be happy. Thank you. Come and let us know if you find anything. We'll be... well, the dwarves can tell you where to find us, I'm sure.
All right, we'll be off then. See you!
Well, that's definitely different. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that's cursed stuff. What was the other thing? Choker. Oh. Another cursed item. Let's see, there are 2 more treasures on this floor. I think I know where one is. The other is gonna be... that, we'll be trying to wrap things up here, so... Okay, the last one's over there, so I need to... go back up the stairs and go around the other side. Whip. Running. Stairs on the left side there. Stairs. Hold me down just enough. Mr. Strength scroll. All right. They're all asleep. What? One of the fairies put them to sleep. I mean, my guess is that's what happened. Boss, don't hurt me, boss. They're standing right there, and then some fairies did appear, and then we all grew surprisingly sleepy. But those must have been the fairies we heard about, the ones playing horrible tricks on people. Such creatures truly exist, cold blimey. Oh, thou art dragon. Just help me mates out. Thou art a total legend. A man of my own word. Here's one thief key as promised. Looks like thou art in debt to me, just like thy ancestor was in debt to me own. Funny how these things happen, eh? Pray let that not stop thee begging for my help if thou need it. Well, we're mates now, me and thee. Be lucky, eh? Ta-ta. All right. Get the heck out of here. Okay. They're on the other side of the map. Well, let's do this. Go up to Cole, since that will be the closest spot. All right, let's head back to the studio and start wrapping up for tonight. All right, made it through the first chunk of it. We're definitely going, this is probably going to take a little bit longer than what it did with the previous version, but hey, that's the fun of it, isn't it? All right, so before we wrap up for tonight, let's go ahead and do the thing. Bear with me for just a second here. Let's see. Who's doing what? Let's drop in on Usagi then. All right. With that, I'm going to say goodnight here. Thank you for joining me as always in the Nexus of Realms, and we'll see you next time.